Okay, we're now recording. My name is Gary Nuska. I've been a broker since 1974. But 20 years ago, got into computers because I heard the internet was coming. I never knew anything about the internet. I'm a broker by trade. I'm not an internet guru or anything like that, although I've learned a lot. But I'm learning a lot, same as all of you are learning a lot. And it started out of a session just like what we're having here at the Toronto Real Estate Board, where we had brokers that would meet once a month in the CCIM organization. I'm a CCIM, that stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member. But I want to assure every single residential salesperson here today, you will benefit 100%, just the same as a commercial real estate salesperson interested in commercial real estate will benefit 100% from what's going on in the internet. You're going to be learning how to make money with information. You're going to learn some tools that will be triggering leads from your website, absolutely inevitable. They're called widgets, and they're basically listings. And from a broker's point of view, it's listings that trigger leads. We're going to be showing you how you can add that to your own website. How many people here have a website? How many people here do not have a website? Okay, we got some help for you as well. Mobile websites. Are all your websites mobile? Anybody does not have a mobile website? Okay, they're all mobile. Good work, everyone. Okay, you're on target. A couple of years ago, we might not have said that, but now today, so you can see how the industry and the cutting edge technology, we're starting to get caught up. All our kids were doing this long before us, and now we're finally learning how to make use of it for our industry, and it's just wonderful, the wonderful stories that we're getting. So, how to make money with exclusive information is the big highlight of our program today. There's a tremendous amount of business out here. I'm suggesting as much as 10 times what you can work on the Toronto Real Estate Board or any real estate board that you might belong to. But the real estate boards are the backbone of our business. I've served on MLS committees as well, and it's absolutely the best system in the world, the backbone of our business. But there's a lot of stuff that you cannot put on real estate boards. And we're going to be talking about that today. I'm talking FSBOs, I'm talking assignments, I'm talking properties coming for sale, I'm talking all kinds of things out there. A builder wants to sell his property. Sometimes there's a piece of land for sale. A restaurant owner doesn't want to put his business on the internet, on MLS, because it could be bad for business. There's a lot of people that want to sell something exclusively. The mayor of one town doesn't want his home for sale in his city. He likes to do it privately. Some people have 5 salespersons in the family, and they just, if they give it to one, 4 are going to be upset. Like, there's a lot of reasons that sometimes properties cannot go on a real estate board. Does anybody here have a listing coming for sale in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months? Anybody at all in the room? Okay, that's called coming for sale. There's a way to put that on here without an address. Everything's being done here, by the way, without addresses. And you'll get used to that, and that's how you protect yourself with exclusive information, and it's also how you conform to the guidelines in RICO, which I'm going to be going over with you today. So it started out of a room, a CCIM. We're all standing together. We're sitting together in a room, and there's a moderator up at the front, and he goes around in a room and says, in fact, I did this with a RE/MAX broker in Sudbury not too long ago. She had all her salespeople come in and says, have you got anything new this week for all of us to hear about? Before we go on our tour, we're going to go look at all the homes today that everybody's brought in, and everybody get up and talk about their properties. Well, we had a room of about 50 gentlemen, and in commercial real estate, there's a lot of stuff. 90% of, in fact, I'll ask a question here right now. This kind of helps. I'm going to make a statement that you can agree, disagree, or say I don't know. 90% of apartment buildings are not on real estate boards. Would you agree or disagree? How many agree? Okay. How many disagree? How many don't know?
You say 90%?
Well, 75 to 90%, something like that, are not on real estate boards. I'll make another statement. Shopping centers. 75 to 90% of shopping centers are not on real estate boards. How many would agree? How many would disagree? How many do not know? Okay. What you're going to find is from some of these people that have been in the business, how many people have been in the business longer than 5 years in this room? Oh, wow. Okay. So we have a mature audience here. How many less than 5 years? Okay, so we're going to learn a lot from them today for the people that are kind of new to this stuff. But you'll see that their hands are going up fairly quickly. They understand there's a lot of land, there's businesses, there's all kinds of things that are just not on real estate boards. And there's never been one good place where you can go and see a good majority of it. And now there is, and that's ICIWorld. And it's made up of brokers just like yourself. The same way that a real estate board has a membership for brokers, the ICIWorld Society has a membership for brokers and salespeople. Whenever I say brokers, I also mean salespeople as well. And so we would stand up and we would write down feverishly. We would get what is called these have and want sheets. By the way, did everyone get one copy of everything at the back? If you don't, stand up now and go get them. You need one copy of everything on that back table. Everyone should have a copy. But you'll see these have and want sheets. You should have got a copy of that as well. And on these have and want sheets, there's people that want to buy, that have a customer that want to buy, and then you've got customers that want to sell. And sometimes the customer that wants to sell, it could be a lawyer who has a customer, a client, who has maybe a $2 million shopping center that he would like to sell. He's not going to list it on MLS with you, but if you bring him a buyer, he'll work with you to pay you a commission. How do you work that kind of information? We're going to go through a comprehensive, competent, professional way to handle that kind of information today, and it can help you make a lot of money. And we'll cover, I'm not going to go through the testimonials today. You can see them on your phone. If you've got the app, you can go on your app and you can click on testimonials. You'll see 50 pages of them there. I've got pages and pages of them here someplace, but no sense looking at pages of information when you can just go to your app and you can see all the testimonials being done. Tens of thousands of dollars. All the deals in our testimonials are not done on a real estate board, but they're done by licensed real estate salespeople just like yourself. Consider us as a personal marketing and information assistant. I'm making it a specialty for everyone in our company to serve each and every one of you as an assistant, to help get your information out there in the world, trigger a lead, and then go handle the call. How to handle that call is going to be up to you and your manager, you and your broker of record. Our job is to trigger that lead, to help you make that connection on something that maybe you couldn't put on MLS. In this room, how many people here have more than 5 listings on a real estate board? 4, 3, 2, got a few with 2, 1, and then the others have 0 at the moment. With information, you can have 15 opportunities on the internet working for you. It's wonderful. And the brokers that are finding out about it, it's hard to believe that it's happening. The beauty of the MLS is when you have a listing, the MLS puts it on the internet for you where there's 3.7 billion people. But with information, what are you going to do? Now there's an information service that puts your information on the internet where there's 3.7 billion people, and you can trigger a lead for that piece of that opportunity. We call them opportunities. Haves and wants are real estate opportunities. So I'm in the room of the Toronto Real Estate Board, and one person puts up their hand and says, I have a buyer for an apartment building. Another one puts up their hand and says, I have an industrial building for sale. Another one says, I have a luxury home that's for sale for $3.2 million. Another one puts up their hand and says, I have a shopping center for sale. And I used to write down feverishly, writing all these things down, and I couldn't write fast enough. And about 2 weeks later, after one of these sessions, I was talking to a lawyer, and he said that he had a buyer for a shopping center. I said, oh, great. I'm going to go back to my notes of the meeting. I was at the Toronto Real Estate Board a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to look at my notes, see who's got the shopping center, up in the car, go back, tell them I got one, get all the information, then go show it, and make $50,000. So I went back to my notes, and I'm going through all my notes, and I'm going through everything, and I can't find it. I remember they talked about it. I was writing down, I couldn't write down fast enough to mark everything down, and I said, oh my God, if I only knew who that one was that spoke about the shopping center. I know about a buyer, and I knew somebody talked about the shopping center. I called people, some of the people in the room, and they couldn't remember either. They couldn't remember. That is an opportunity that goes missing. In other words, we can actually be missing doing deals right now, and we don't even realize it. I said, oh my God, this is terrible. And if it's happening for me, it's happening for other people. Agree, yes or no? Okay. So I said, what to do about it? So in those days, believe it or not, it was Edlin, and it was a bulletin board system that rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, that's how it used to print out. And that's how we kind of got started. And then we hit around 1994. I met a gentleman who, at that time, Nortel was big, but they were going in a different direction. He was a senior search engineer at the Nortel Corporation, because I don't know how to program this stuff. Talked to him about what I was trying to do, haves and wants. All I want to do is take these have and want sheets that we've got here, right, and just put them on the internet where the whole world can see them. So if you were to write down your have or want, you can go to your computer and we train you how to do it. It takes 60 minutes and you know how to do everything. It's a one-on-one appointment with everyone that gets started. You make an appointment with us, which you can do online or on your mobile phone. And 10 minutes before your time, you get into the little internet workshop, which is connecting GoToMeeting, the same way I have GoToMeeting right now that's recording the stuff that's going on. And we connect our computers together, and I show you how to add a have and a want. Simple. Somebody calls you, you make an appointment, you go show it, and you make $50,000 on something that you couldn't put on a real estate board. Now, you put agreements in place first. I'm going to be explaining how to do that. It's part of the subject matter of today. So that's how the service started. It started out of a problem of keeping track of all the potential opportunities that every broker and salesperson is running into each and every day. It's a way of recording it, and we built it into a searchable database that's been operating since 1994 on the internet. Smooth as a baby's bum. I can't say that 100% because we've had lots of issues. Had issues. Don't even want to go into it, but I got to write a book someday. And then you can hear about it. The long sum of the story is all those things have been dealt with, and it's working smooth as a baby's bum. In fact, now we're going to do one kind of a search right now, and that is we're all going to get on the internet with your mobile phones. Everyone in the room here has a mobile phone, and go ahead and open the app, and we'll get started by just opening the app right now, if you can. And when you open the app, this is what you should see. Down at the bottom, you're going to see commercial, businesses, residential, and you're going to see FSBOs. Now, for the people at home as well, you can also do it on your phone, but I'm actually going to go to our main website. And let me just see if I can pull up, let me make this a little bit smaller, and maybe just open up another window over here someplace. Okay. When you go to the main website, you're going to see the same thing on the computer as you do on your phone. Commercial, business, residential, and FSBOs. It's the same as on your phone down at the bottom. Can you see that? Okay. Now, for purposes of demonstration, do we want to do a commercial demonstration or residential first? Residential, okay. So click on residential right now on your phone. And is everybody getting it? I don't think this one is, actually, you know something? I didn't program this to be on the internet yet, but I'm going to show you something else. If you need to be flexible, you can carry something around, and I'm going to show you how fast this works. Because sometimes if you're with a client, sometimes you need instant access. This is called a mobile hotspot. Now I know that this other phone is programmed to the mobile hotspot. I had my Samsung Note 5, I left it in a washroom in a shopping center. When I come back, I forgot it there, and when I come back, it was gone. So I went back to a Samsung Note 3. I got a Samsung Note 3, and I'm using a Nokia phone at the moment because I'm waiting for the Pixel 3 to come out to check it out. Google Pixel 3 is coming. That's good. That's good, but let's just see if I can bring it right up. If this thing is now connected, because I've turned that on. Let me click on it one more time, and let's see if it's going to pick it up. With a little bit of luck, it will, because that's LTE. Okay, we got it? Okay. It says network connection is required here. Okay, maybe you can play around with this until it's working. Okay. So click on residential. I'm going to do it on the computer, and you do it on your phones. When it comes up, you're going to see this form on the screen. And in the business area, it's right at the top. Let's everyone make a choice. Canada. And then Ontario. And so I'm having trouble with the internet here. Is anybody else having trouble with the internet? No. No? ICIWorld is not covered web page. I don't know. Let's just try it again. Okay, let's try. Here we go. Don't know why that's not working. Let me try it here. Let me just reduce that. Come back here. Go to residential. And click on business. Oh, there we go. I got Canada. And Microsoft Edge sometimes doesn't respond in certain cases, but I switched to Explorer, and then we've got Google Chrome is usually the best. But Firefox, everything, Safari, they all work. Let's go right to Greater Toronto Area, and let's go right to, we're in Mississauga. Let's go right to Mississauga. Everyone got Mississauga? Okay. And if you notice, directly under that, the category has already been selected for you, residential. Now, if you go down further, you're going to see that there's haves and wants down there. I'm highlighting it on the screen, haves and wants. Let's change it to a have. Haves are the properties for sale and for lease. Under that is something interesting called have want age. We do not delete listings for 5 years. Neither does the real estate boards. We have expired listings, so do they. We have sold listings, so do they. So in other words, it's similar in that respect. The difference is that we give everyone a choice to choose how far back you wish to search. That's a key thing to know about the service. If you don't know how to do that, you can be missing doing deals and not realize it. So in other words, and I'm going to suggest we'll leave it on 3 months for now. And then we're going to go down further, and you'll see the word age down there. Let's leave it on that for now. Actually, let's change it to price. Change it to price. We're going to sort them by price for the last 3 months for Mississauga, residential, search the database, and let's see if everyone got 15. Did you get 15?
How long was the period? Sorry. How long was the period? 3 months.
We left it on 3 months.
Did you change the price?
Okay, did everyone get 15? Did anyone miss getting 15?
What's the price range?
No price range. We just left it on halves, Mississauga, for the last 3 months. That's it. Halves, Mississauga for the last 3 months. All right. And did you get 15?
Yes.
Now, the second one down says hot buy. You see that one? Can everyone click on the hot buy 24 acres right there and go down the page and look for the word control, please? What does it say? Exclusive. In other words, it's not on a real estate board. You now have access. Your customers are going to like that you have access to exclusive information that other brokers don't have. And there's going to be opportunities for you to work exclusive information. I just wanted you to see that. The difference here right off the bat is going to be that a real estate board is very, very accurate. An information service is like the wild, wild west, like the Klondike days. It's not accurate. There can be mistakes. They put them in wrong categories. We call it like a gold mine. It's a gold mine. Every gold mine, however, has some dirt that you've got to dig through to get to the gold. So you're going to find that when you put in your information, you're going to be making mistakes, but there's nobody checking your mistakes. It's like yourself. If you're putting an ad in Kijiji, if you make a mistake, it's a mistake. So in that sense, we're similar. When you put in your ads, you got to put them in properly. As far as guidelines is concerned, this particular person selected guidelines that were in Kitchener, and he selected Mississauga, and I'm going to suggest that he'll actually receive what we call a courtesy note to tell him that he should only be locating his properties in the area in which it's located. He should only be selecting that. He shouldn't be. That particular one, he's selecting all these different areas, which is a mild form of spam on our service because the broker doesn't realize it. A lot of new people joining, they don't realize it, so we let them know. So that's one way that you can kind of search information. The very top one, or we can go down further, Meadowvale custom built home, 3,100 square feet. That particular one, if you notice under control, happens to be MLS. There it is there. So in other words, in the residential field, about 50% of them are exclusive and 50% are MLS in the residential side. On the commercial side, you'll see here, I think it's on here, 75% of them are actually commercial, are exclusive in commercial. All right, so let's hit the back button once and go back to the form, and just instead of price, just change it back to age, please. Some of you might go right back to the beginning and have to click on it again. That's okay. Does it remember Mississauga when you do that?
Yes.
Now, go down to the bottom and search the database, and you'll see there's that Meadowvale custom home, custom built homes, 2.5-story urban condo home in Mississauga, etc. So these are as they're coming in one by one. You're going to see the latest. So theoretically, you could be standing at line at Tim Hortons today and just pull up your phone, click on it, open it up, click on residential, and then click on search database. And because it's already set to Mississauga, you can see what's going on right away, literally within 3 to 10 seconds. This time I'd like to remove Mississauga. Go back and choose just the GTA so that it's Canada, Ontario, and Greater Toronto. And this time, we're also going to do the same thing, change it to price and sort by price. So all of the GTA for the halves sorted by price, search the database, and I get 125. How many do you get? What you want to do is choose just the Greater Toronto Area, which means you have to deselect Mississauga. And then you're choosing residential, the halves. Make sure it's just the halves. Less than 3 months. Sort by price. Search the database. Just say bingo if you got 125. Okay, so we got some bingos. 186? Got 125?
186.
Okay. This is the very first time that you're playing with it, the very first time. After a while, it's like starting to play with it more and more and more, and you know how to kind of do it. And the main thing is that you're able to get in here and do it. Now, let's hit the back button once. Leave it on Greater Toronto Area. Leave it on residential, but change the have, change it to a want. These are going to be some of the buyers that have been put on here by other broker members. Search the database. I get 61 of them here listed at the moment. Bingo's at the back? Okay, good show. So you can see people here that are looking to buy. And so if you had a home, you could call up one of these people. If it matches the description of what you've got, you can call them up and make an appointment and go show the property. It can be that fast. These listings are all less than 90 days old. These are all fresh. Okay, that's for residential. By the way, there's one more thing I'd like to show you on the residential side. If you go down the page a little bit, you're going to see something special called keyword. Can everyone go down there? Keyword. And one of the keywords I'd like you to choose is coming for sale. But if you wanted a property that was a cottage, you could choose cottage and search. If you wanted a property that was had a beach for the kids, you could search the word beach. And I had a lot of fun coming up with these keywords. So if you think of a keyword that would be good for our industry, let us know. We'll put it in. This is your service. But I'm going to choose coming for sale, and I'm going to make one other choice instead of just less than 3 months, because somebody that had a property coming for sale from 6 months ago, that might just be coming for sale today. So we're going to search back 6 months. So having one age is 6 months. The wants, actually coming for sale doesn't work for a want. That's only for a have. I made a mistake. Just remove the coming for sale. Sorry about that. Coming for sale only works on properties for sale. And I just want to search the wants for the last 6 months just to see what's here. Greater Toronto area. I'm going to leave it on price and click on search database, and there they are listed. There's about 92 buyers, and it shows you the price range that they're looking for. Isn't that interesting? Any questions on that? Hit the back button again, and let's do the coming for sale this time, but change it to a have, back to a have. Coming for sale under business category. If anyone's having a problem, you just put up your hand and Sabrina can come around and give you a hand if anybody has a problem here. Keyword, coming for sale, got that? Any bingos? Can everybody choose the coming for sale? You got it? Okay. And it's a have, less than 6 months for the Greater Toronto area, sorted by price. Search the database, I get 25. How many did you get?
25.
Everybody got 25? Isn't that interesting? In other words, your knowledge today, you're learning about properties that are coming for sale that maybe you never knew about before. Isn't that wonderful? That's the power of information. And each of you is a gold mine of information, every single one of you. Not only are you a gold mine of what information you know now, but once you become aware of what information is, you're going to be able to spot a gold nugget. We call them gold nuggets. They're like cherries on a tree. Every FISBO is like a cherry on a tree. You can ask them 3 special questions. They give you the information. You can be working it to try to find a buyer. And then you have a buyer, you go back and then you can show that property and put an agreement in place and make some money. People are doing it very, very nicely. By the way, did you get this on the internet? Were you able to? I just want to see if for some reason it's saying nothing. And it should. Just check the wireless anytime you have one. Right here, you can connect it. It should connect it to here. Yep. Thank you. Appreciate it, Sabrina. All right, now let's go to commercial. Let's go back and click on commercial. Now, I know a lot of you are residential salesperson. I'm going to be showing you how you're going to be doing referrals. Referrals are great. They're 5 minutes to do. They average $3,000 to $10,000. If somebody calls you on a commercial building on your website, can you do a referral? Everybody say yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay. That's how you're going to be making money. Because when you go to a doctor is a general practitioner, just like you. We're all general practitioners. But if there's something wrong with your heart, he refers you to a heart doctor. You can do the same thing from your website. All of the service that I'm showing now can actually be operated from your own website. So in other words, if you ever become a member of the society, you're not going to send people to ICIWorld to look for listings. Where are you going to send them? To your own website. Yeah. So they go to your website, and if they see a listing, we've got it structured in a way that they have to call you. I'm going to be demonstrating that in a moment. And these widgets can be added to your website like that. And one email instruction to you, you forward it to your website designer, and it's done. It's that easy. And then they update themselves every single day automatically. So let's go to commercial and click on commercial. And just for fun, we'll change it to a have again. We'll leave it on the GTA. We'll leave it on less than 3 months. And this time we're going to sort them by price. Who can give me the figure? Who's got the first figure can do it?
that.
Just tell me the figure out loud when you get it.
5 million.
How many?
Oh, the number of listings?
Yep, number of listings at the top.
You guys have 40,
How many?
48?
Anybody else?
396.
I got 397? 396, I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to search. Let's see what we got. 396 is the winners. Okay, and maybe the area was chosen wrong. Maybe haves and wants. I left it on both. So you check those little things. Those things are important to check those little things that you're searching. And then they come up. Now, let's go down here and maybe go down the page. And if you have a buyer for a certain kind of property, you can go right to the price range. We've had people, residential salespeople, sell a church within 90 days of joining. How did it happen? She recognized somebody who was trying to sell the church. She asked them for a listing. They said no. They don't want to give her a listing. But that's a piece of information that made her $54,000. Would you like to know how she did it? That one little piece of information. It's exciting. I'm just wondering why the rest of the world doesn't know about this stuff. It's amazing. She asks that owner 3 questions. She says, if I bring you a buyer, would you pay me a commission? And he said, yes. Does anybody have a problem with that question? No? How much did it cost to ask the question? 0. Second question, she says, once I get a buyer, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to cover my showing? He said, sure. Does anybody have a problem with that question? No. It's an exclusive listing. If you haven't done them yet, you're available from Maria. You get the exclusive listing agreement from Maria, and you talk to your broker of record, your manager, the owner of your company, whoever helps you in your office. You say, I'm going to do a 48-hour exclusive listing. What do I got to do here? We don't get into it. We recommend you just go to your broker of record because they're the ones that you're going to make the money with. And they'll just show you how to, instead of putting 3 months, you put 48 hours. We had one broker did a 2-hour listing and sold it in Sudbury. Another one in Sudbury. So you can do these kinds of things. So you get in a verbal agreement is what we're talking about from that owner that's got that property. And she did that for these people with the church, Space for a Church. And then you ask a third question. The third question is, you ask her, will you give me verbal permission to market it? I'm going to do it in my own way. Is that okay with you? But I'm going to do it without the address. I'm just going to say church, Greater Toronto area, $2.5 million. That's it. I'm not going to say anything else. It's a real estate opportunity. We put opportunities on these have sheets because after a while, you're going to have so many of these, you're going to have to keep track of them yourself. And you just mark it down on a simple have and want sheet. 1 cent a page, and it can make you $10,000. It can make you $50,000. It can make you $200,000 in some cases. We've got examples of people doing it. And you just mark it down. On your sheet, you're going to mark down the address and the name of the owner. But what you're going to put on the internet is just going to disguise the address. You're not going to identify the property. And she did that. She got a call. She got 3 calls from 3 congregations. She ended up showing it to one of them that ended up making an offer. Now, I would gather to say that we don't know how to draw up an offer on a church, right? Her statement. But if we don't know, do we know people that can do it? Yeah? Yeah? So, the lawyer for the church congregation drew up the offer. What did she do? She just put it in an envelope and took it over to the listing broker. Which actually, she got, it was her, she did a double-ended, what am I talking about? She got it. And she took it to the congregation. So, from the congregation on the one side to the gentleman, it was a gentleman that owned the church. On the other side, she presented the offer. He knew what he was doing. They knew what they were doing. She just had to deliver the offer back and forth. If it wasn't for her, they wouldn't have found that church. It wasn't listed with anybody, and he didn't want to list it with anybody. He didn't want to. Her name is Doreen Francis. She was working for Realtree Networks at the time. Commission was $54,000. One piece of information. Can each of you do that? Yeah, you can all do that. So during this next year, it's like fishing. If you have your line in the water, you have a chance to put food on the table. Marketing is just like fishing. Would you agree or disagree? You never know where your next deal's coming from, right? So if you can have your line in the water, you got a chance to trigger a lead. Information can trigger leads for you, and I think it's just a matter of time before real estate boards pick up on this and maybe want to adopt this service for the actual real estate board. I'd like to introduce Sabrina right now. Sabrina, can you talk a little bit about how she's just nobody with a bigger heart to help the industry and people as Sabrina. And I just love her the way she just kind of helps and is interested and enthusiastic about helping things. She's going to tell you a little bit about her family and in real estate, and she's been on. Well, go ahead, Sabrina, just introduce.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Sabrina DeMarco. I'm a realtor. I'm supported to the family. We have a small brokerage.
Sorry about that.
No worries. So
I think it is connected.
The brokerage was established in 1977, so I grew up in it my whole life. I don't know if any of you bring your kids to work or have your kids do work for you or open houses. That was my life, my childhood. So now I'm a broker, licensed 23 years. And I think real estate is fantastic because I've seen how it can be wonderful for immigrant communities. It can be really fabulous for women and just for families in general. In some ways it's difficult on the family, but in some ways it can bring the family together. So I hold a master's in business, so my parents said, okay, go study, and so I did. I did a master's in business. I worked for the government as a consultant, traveled around the world, and I'm back in action here to help my dad and take over a little bit, I guess. We're a boutique brokerage. I'm also doing talks now on multiculturalism and cultural diversity in our local GTA market and how improving our knowledge of how culture works and where our clients and other agents that we're dealing with are coming from. Sometimes it prevents us from having to start again when we actually have a decent buyer right there in our hands, but the way the game's being played, somebody gets offended, and now we have to start again, right? So it's a one-day training on that. It's been a pleasure to meet Gary and to be working with Gary. I'm so impressed with his site and he's working exclusive listings. Since I've been working with you, Gary, you've opened my mind to referrals, using referrals as an opportunity. Whereas I would have just let things pass. Now I don't work in Ottawa. I tell a friend or a friend or something. No, now I can say, wait a minute. My mind is opened up to the idea that I have access to a network of people, a network of information that I have value to bring, to be part of deals that will close. I can get paid, right? So easy as realtors to give away so much information, and Gary's opened my eyes a lot to holding on to the value of that information as we work these exclusive listings through ICI. It's really amazing what can be done, and I've seen so many of the people that have worked with you are so impressed with the kind of business that they can generate and open up their business. Okay, MLS is our staple. That's beautiful. But this opens us up to more opportunity. And when sometimes, there's ups and downs in this business, right? There's downs when, like you say, effectively we're unemployed, right? But if you want to work with ICI, you can work. You can still work through your day. You can generate something out of the material that you can post here. People will call you out of going to look for wants, right? who has what, trying to bring you, it's another tool to really bring business together, bring deals together.
Thank you so much for all of that. One of the things that the Marco family, they do a major fundraising benefit every year. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Just a big part for them.
So we've been involved in community service all the time. And my parents, 3 years ago, started a charity called the Foundation. And we raise money for beneficiaries. Two are in my mom's island of Tamaulipas. My parents got hit really badly last year by Hurricane Maria. So we provide money for mentally and physically challenged children over there in the Archdiocese, as well as here with Peter Monk Cardiac Center with heart prevention, preventative measures research, and an expanded MRI at McKinsey Health Foundation.
Literally tens of thousands of dollars for the families raise each year. They have big $100, $200.
$100. It's $100. April 15th, we could relate to you. We have donations, corporate sponsorships, everything else. And it's really great how the community comes together to support these sorts of initiatives. All sectors of the community have been very supportive, from media to government politicians to organizations, community organizations, and individuals, friends and family.
And she's going to help us throughout the day too, as well as we can continue on. Okay.
Thank you very much. I commend you also for being here. Enrich your business. Sometimes I think we know everything already. My mother will say, "Oh my God, another training, don't you already know?" We have to keep learning.
When we do these seminars, they're a little bit different, each and every one. And sometimes I cover material that's already in the PowerPoint. The other thing that when we come to the slide, we'll move over it quickly. We do a quick review and then just keep right on going because we've already covered the slide. But the other thing is that when we do these seminars, when we do them for real estate boards, we charge $2,000 to do them. However, when sometimes we'll do them absolutely free in consideration of us doing about a 6 to 7 minute commercial on our services. And I'm going to run through it probably in about 3 minutes right now. I like to do it just to get it out of the way. And if that's okay with you, I'll do that right now. It's just a little commercial on the services. And then we're going to cover some, you're going to see some good internet stuff here in a moment too, as we go on. There's over 3.7 billion people on the internet. To give you a little handle of what's going on here, we are a society of real estate brokers and salespeople, networking exclusive real estate, advertising listings on mobile devices and computers, and reaching people locally and in 138 countries. So basically it's the same membership of a real estate board, although we also allow mortgage brokers to join as well. In other words, the public cannot join, okay? The basic cost is $40 per month or $319 per year, and it's unlimited ads all year long. That's it. $40 per month or $319 per year. So if you look at your annual budget for advertising, we're suggesting you put $319 in there, and then you're going to have worldwide, absolutely free advertising once you pay for your membership. You'll also learn something else too as you go along here, that we have something special here called a, where's the ICIWorld corporate card? That's it right there. It says the ICIWorld corporate card. We just added that to the service recently, and basically everyone gets, we're going to have a draw for 2 of these today, whether you join or not. But basically what it does, it gives you discounts on over 200 vendors in the Greater Toronto area. And we've had one broker, he saved $220 renting a car. It's for travel, entertainment, sports, accommodation, and various other services, about 200 different services. When you log in, you'll see all of them once. You bought another broker bought a Lenovo laptop computer, saved $200. Another person, there's Dell laptop in here, there's Panasonic, and there's things like Canada's Wonderland, so there's entertainment. You can buy 10 tickets to Cineplex. I think they're $180 if you paid it for it, but here you can get it for $100. You can give things out to your prospects and to your clients and things like that. So there's a lot of different discounts that you can get with this card, which what we're saying is once you join, the membership actually becomes free if you use it. Okay, and so it's just kind of a fun thing. It wasn't very much expensive to try to do this for you because it's a big service that does that for us, comparatively speaking, overall. So anyone that joins the service gets one of these cards. As a matter of fact, anyways, every new person that joins our service gets one of these cards. Another way, by doing referrals, your membership becomes free. And also, if you get someone else to join the service, your membership in each year will be reduced from $319 to $240. If you get anyone else joining, then we add 3 months onto your service for each one. And we help you with mobile websites. And mobile websites are basically free for 30 days. After 30 days, they are as little as $16.50 per month. And you can have more than one website as two, by the way, people, because they're like billboards if you wanted one. But then you also get the widgets for your website that trigger leads. And you'll see, I think it's in that corner over there, that one right there, you can see there. The widgets for your website, absolutely inevitable to trigger leads. We'll show you that. And again, marketing is like fishing. You put them on your website. It's just inevitable that you're gonna get a lead here someday. And so there it is, all about the some of the discounts that you can get having this corporate card as well. And there's basically the 4 ways that it pays for itself. The discounts from the discount program. But really, the referrals, everyone should be doing referrals. The only reason people don't do referrals is because you don't get the leads. But now you're going to have listings on a website that can trigger leads. People cannot click on the message numbers and get the other broker. They can't see the address. They can't see the contact information. They have to call you for more information. And that's why it's inevitable that you trigger leads. And then, of course, when you get leads off your listings, and also people can see leads on your website, and they call you. And next thing you know, they say, can you help me? And you're going to say, yes, I certainly can help you. I'll have someone call you back, and you're going to do referrals that way. And you can get refer members to join. And, of course, selling real estate, which is big time. And we'll cover some of that a little bit more here. How do you work with the service? Well, basically, to add your listings, it's just a simple case of you open up a browser. You go to the main website, and then you click on the word login. And so you already know how to search. The search, whether it's on the app or the mobile website, you click on search, you can search. But you go to this login here when you want to add a listing. And when you click on login, you're going to see coming up on the left-hand side are all the choices for brokers. In the left-hand green column with all these little red diamonds where you log in, log out, change your password, your record, my listings. And if I clicked on, say, latest world residential, if I was to click on that, there's the latest listings coming in on the screen right now. And if I was to click on this first one and check the date on this one happens to be October the 15th, and we're actually doing this seminar on October the 15th. So you'll see listings that are coming in each day. You just pick up the phone, give them a call, go show that property and make some money, if that's the case. There's somebody else that wants old homes. If you happen to have one, you give them a call, make an appointment, go show a pro. There's a power of sale right there. We actually have a power of sale function that you can have on your website. So you can have power of sales on your website. Would you like to have power of sales on your website? Okay, we're going to show you that in a moment too. We're going to show you some sample websites with the widgets here coming up shortly. But when you want to add a listing, you just click on add, have, want, and you just put it in. Now, somebody had a property that was, we're not going to put it in, but I'm going to type it in as an example, but we're not going to enter it. Somebody had a property that was coming for sale. Anyone at all? Just a property coming for sale? In the next 1, 2, 3 months, there was a few hands I saw go up there. Okay, can I use what's your first name?
Ivona.
Evola?
Ivona.
Ivona.
Yes.
Thank you, Ivona. Is it a home or a commercial? It's a home. And what city would it be in?
Toronto.
It's in Toronto, and it's a home. And approximate price is how much?
1.2.
1.2 million. Now, the reason we say approximately is because Ivona doesn't have a listing on it yet. And it might change. Might change to 1.3, might change to 1.1, it could change. So you can say approximately 1.2 whenever you do not have a signed listing. And is there anything special about the home? Why should anybody buy that home over any other home?
It's rare in that location.
It's rare in that location?
Yes, there is only a handful of those in that area.
Okay, and what about the home itself? What's special about it?
It's less than 5 years old.
Okay, less than 5 years old, okay. All right, and you can say more about the home too if you wanted to. And then you would choose Canada. And what part of Toronto is it in? Okay, so then I would choose Etobicoke here. And I would also choose Toronto, so you can select both. And then it is a have. And then I would come down here and choose residential. There it is right there, residential. And then you would just say the same thing, home. And it would say Etobicoke. And 1,200,000. And then there's a price comment where you can say coming for a sale, price approximate. Okay? And then usually what we do is we go back up here, copy that, and just paste it in the comments area down below. Now, one of the things we do here is something special called the Internet Links box. We actually would add a link to the City of Toronto Economic Development Office. This helps to sell Toronto to the world. Part of the problem, I have a statement that I make that 90% of the brokers are missing the boat on the internet a little bit because what they're doing are throwing properties on the internet with no due regard to the location. And when you think about it, the three most important words are being missed. So we're going to click on Add Link. This actually helps sell Toronto to the world. And when you think about it, there's people here coming in from 138 countries. We get all kinds of people coming in and making connections with the local brokers that are coming in from offshore. We've had $5 million apartment buildings sold in Belleville from people from offshore because the brokers from Toronto just weren't looking at the Belleville area at the time. So you're going to be able to pull in, no matter where you're located in the world, you can pull in buyers into your area, and this helps to sell your location. So this is Toronto, but if you were in Mississauga, you put the link to the city of Mississauga in here. It's called Invest in Mississauga.ca, I think it is. And then down here is control, and this is where I'm going to spend a moment here right now. You'll notice that MLS is just one choice here, just one choice. You are actually no longer restricted to making money with just MLS. If you know about something that's for sale, there's a way that you can put it on here. But don't put it on until you've heard the whole seminar, because there's some requirements in RICO that we have to look after. And once you know that, you'll be all right. But you'll see, it could be a regular client. Is this a regular client of yours, Ivana? Somebody that you know?
No, someone in here.
This is brand new? Yes. Okay. And if it was a regular client, you could say regular client. And so these are the kind of things that you can do in addition to MLS. You are no longer restricted to making money with just MLS anymore in the world today. Now there's a service where you can handle information in the marketplace. And then when you go down to the bottom, there's another little button here that says, will you allow your listings to be advertised on other brokers' websites? We recommend that you always answer yes to that because your information will be on 2,000 other brokers' websites instantly. A good portion of those are throughout Ontario, so another broker, maybe they're in Sudbury and they see that particular listing that you have in Etobicoke. You can get a call from a broker in Sudbury because it's on his website. And he says, Ivana, listen, someone just called me on that. And they're moving to Etobicoke. I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Isn't that wonderful? Okay, and this is instant for all your ads all year long. This is going on. It took us 3 years just to get that all transformed, to get every single listing either agreed to or not agreed to. There's maybe about 300 that have not agreed. It took us 3 years to get all the other ones to say yes so that it was properly done in a legal fashion. And so when you add the listing on here, what you're going to see, I'm going to click on Latest World Residential on the left. This is what it looks like coming for sale. These are all the listings that are coming in right now. And you'll see this one here, pretend it was this one. This is coming for sale in Woodbridge. I'll click on that. And that's what it looks like in Woodbridge. Coming soon, Woodbridge, detached 4-bedroom, 3-bath home with a double-car garage. Tom Pelleggi is the one that has it. Now, if I was to right-click on Tom's website and open it in a new window, which is what I'm going to do, Tom's website opens up, and this actually just so happens, this is one of the websites that I wanted to demonstrate how the widgets actually can work on your website. You'll see up at the top, he's got a residential button, and he's got an industrial commercial button. Under the residential, there's all kinds of different searches you can do. Generally speaking, they're MLS. Under the commercial one, you can search MLS, but also you can see here where it says Search World Commercial Properties. And when you click on that, lo and behold, what comes up? Does anybody recognize that little form? It's the same form. In other words, when you add your listings, it's going to appear in this form when people search. So if people were to click on his website and then go down, and in this case, we've got Toronto chosen here, and just click on Search Database, the listings will be coming up on his website, which could be your website. In other words, you've got to picture this being on your website. So this latest listing here, this commercial building, 3 units, fully rented, 2.2 million. People are going to try to click on that number. They can't do it. If this is your website and they cannot click on that number, who do they have to call? Give me a high five from where you are. Just, okay? Isn't that amazing? If you have these listings on your website today, the next person that goes to your website, they have a chance to see one of these. Bingo, it can make the phone ring. It's just that fast. The very next person could end up calling you. Now, let's move back here. What are some of these other buttons that he has? That's for commercial. People can also, I'm going to show you some more examples here in a moment. So it just so happened, it's because we were showing you how the listings are going in right here. If you click on Latest World Commercial, there's the latest listings that are coming in. If you can click on Latest World Residential, there's the latest listings coming in residential. So that's how it works, adding and modifying, deleting listings. You literally can reach the world with one click. We recommend that everyone have a minimum of 15 haves and wants, because information within 30, 60, 90 days, everyone should have at least 15 listings working for you. Never let your listings go longer than 90 days old. So we have people here that haven't made money. And why didn't they make money? That was always puzzling to me, why some people didn't make money, until we started to do an in-depth investigation why they weren't making money. One of them was a person had good listings on here. I looked at the listings, they were all terrific, and it looked like he should be getting leads. And I said, why didn't you make any money? He says, well, I'm getting the leads, I'm just not making any money. I says, what do you mean? I said, by the way, do you give addresses to everyone when they call you? He says, yeah. Is there something wrong with that? Let us talk about that for a moment. This is the important, one of the cruxes of today's session. If a person has a listing on ICIWorld, it could be a have or a want real estate opportunity. It may not be listed. And if you give the address to somebody, what can happen? They can go direct. So I have a statement that I use that there's 3.7 billion people that are on the internet. It's like an ocean of people on the internet. And in an ocean, there's sharks. And there's a lot of sharks swimming around ICIWorld, big time. Why? Because one little piece of information, if you know about it and you have a buyer, and you can go behind somebody's back, instead of you making $50,000, you can make $100,000. In other words, you don't have to share the commission. So it's up to you, each and every one of you, to protect your information. Lawyers have confidential information. Doctors have confidential information. Accountants have confidential information. I suggest to you that exclusive information is part of our confidential information in this business to generate business. So if somebody calls you up and asks you for the address of a property, what are you going to say?
You ask them the questions, are they being qualified, what have all the questions, and then make an appointment for them to see them.
Would you give them the address?
No.
How many people say no? How many? Okay, that's everybody. You're absolutely correct. And we're going to give you a statement, and then there's going to be a part in here coming up. In fact, it's in your slideshows, and it'll be coming up in the slideshow, but you can also take a picture of the screen when it comes up so that you've got it right on your phone, the 3 special questions and what you can say when people call. Basically, in a nutshell, you're going to say, well, in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. You're going to tell them. We have to put an agreement in place first. But if you like, I'll make an appointment for Saturday. You come to my office at 12 noon, and I'll make an appointment for you to go see him. How's that sound? And then what do you do on Friday, the day before the appointment? How loud?
Exclusive listing?
Get an exclusive listing, 48 hours on the property, you bet. Some brokers get 4 or 5 day listings. 48 hours is comfortable to be able to show a property, okay, and cover your showing. In Lake Tahoe, you can go skiing in one day and go swimming in the water on the same day. A lot of the movie star properties up in that area, they're all sold this way. They don't put their listings, a lot of them, on MLS. They don't want all the interior of their homes and all the fine things that they own to be shown all over the internet. They don't want everybody to see that. So this is one of the ways that they do it. You advertise for a $5 million property or a $22 million property, and you don't give them more information. What you do is you get the qualified buyer, and they just give it to that one qualified buyer. All the details.
How do you know what it looks like? Whether it would work with you?
How do you know how what looks like?
Well, what it would work with you?
Let me ask you a question. Let's say that you have an exclusive property that's not on MLS, okay? And you don't have it listed. By the way, you can put pictures of properties on the service. You can put them there. But if you put a picture of a property on the service and you don't have a signed listing, can people figure out which property it is?
Yes.
So just because you have a picture of the property doesn't make it right to put it on the internet. No. In other words, you want to get a qualified buyer first and then send them the PDF file and all your documents, all your photos, and send it to them afterwards. If you're working with exclusive information and you have a $10 million office building, people can see which one it is. They can go direct. If I said that somebody's looking for a home in Meadowvale, I don't know, if I said it's a $1.5 million, I'm going to give you some examples of this in a moment of what to say and what not to say. And we'll even cover it with MLS with photos. If you have photos, you can put photos on here. The answer is yes, you can. If you've got a signed listing to protect yourself and you want to do that, you can. But we're suggesting that you try to trigger a lead during the term that you have that opportunity, qualify the buyer first, and then put an agreement in place first before you actually show a picture of the property. Now, you might want to do the interior photos, show the beautiful granite kitchen counters and the family room and everything else, so they can't figure out maybe exactly which one it is, right? Never let them go longer than 90 days old. It's part of the responsibility of the whole industry now is to look after your information and never let them go longer than 90 days old, or they do not show up on the apps. When you first started to search the app, you found that those listings were set for 3 months. So you need to be able to keep your listings less than 90 days old for everyone to see them. So this broker stopped putting addresses in. He didn't give the addresses out to anybody. He started to show properties and he started to make money. The people that have on our service, and there's brokers that have listings that are over 90 days old, they're missing opportunities to do business. Right now, we're on the front page of a lot of these industry trade publications. And so on your behalf, we're actually doing all these kinds of ads. I don't know if you've seen these ads on ICIWorld. Has anybody seen those? Some of you have. We're right on the front page. We've been there for the whole year. This particular one here, right on the front page. We're right on the front page of all of these because if the public sees that and they say, oh, exclusive opportunities, boom. They pull it up on their phone, they go to the site, they see your listing coming for sale, you get a call. Bingo. It's that fast. Just from one call from here, going to the website, see your listing. So this stuff here is generating business for all members. So that's one of the reasons why we do it. There's other things that we do as well. Okay, let's move on. When you have 1,000 people on the service, we can't have 20 or 30 people calling in at one time. Or we would have to have 4 people manning the phones. $40,000 a year, that's $160,000. And who's going to pay for it? It's going to be yourselves that have to pay for it someday. So instead of doing it that way, we're asking a favor of everyone here. Do not call us on the phone, believe it or not. What you do is something special. Watch this. What you do, and you can do this on your phone because there's a more button down at the bottom. In fact, can everyone go to the more button on their phone? Just open up the app and go to the more button on their phone. And the third one down says log in. And when you click on log in, see who's the first person to tell me what's the first choice that you see. Make an appointment. There it is. Whenever you need assistance for anything at all whatsoever, you click on make an appointment. That's it. Isn't that nice and comfortable? Because if you call us, what are we going to do over the phone? We're just going to make an appointment anyways, right? So rather than going through secretaries and overhead, and it's quiet and works as smooth as a baby's bum. Everybody just makes an appointment, and we operate like a doctor's office. Everything is done over the internet. When you come to the main website, which is what you do 10 minutes before your time, you'll see up here it says make an appointment at the top as well. You just click on webinar workshops, and when you do, our 2 computers are going to be connected, and then we can actually show you how to place your listings, vice versa. So it works out really kind of very, very smooth that way. The other thing is, one of the sheets that we handed out, can you see the one called orientation? It's called orientation. See if everyone's got that. If you don't have it, we got extra copies here. Everyone's got it? So on the orientation, this is literally a pilot's checklist for a broker on our service. It gives you step-by-step instructions on how to do everything. However, we recommend that you have at least one orientation program with us. And usually it only takes one orientation to show you how to do things and give you a list of things that you can do on your own time. That's a very important sheet right there because it helps you get focused and you don't get lost and you know what to do. Then, for the backup, for more information, if you need any more help, it just so happens that we have an ICIWorld educational YouTube channel where we record these particular seminars and different things to do on the service. But we also have a special pledge. Our pledge is that no member should go longer than 90 days without either doing a deal or, at the very minimum, developing good business relationships with people that you feel will lead to doing deals. In other words, there's 3.7 billion people out here. We're getting 40,000 people a month coming on board. We got 38,000 pages on the internet. When you put something on here, it's instantly all over the internet. There's 2,000 brokers' websites that your information appears on instantly. And then you're going to have widgets on your website. So it's absolutely inevitable for everyone to trigger leads. It's just a matter of time. If you didn't have one listing, get the widgets on your website. That'll trigger information right off the bat from your website. And then over time, learn how to work exclusive information and start to work it. All right. There are over 3.7 billion users on the internet, and it's getting more and more every day. Everybody's basically got phones and mobile devices and everything that they're working with. I'm not going to go over these, but if you can go to the page, what page number is this page on? Can anyone tell me? Page 3, is it? Let me just close that. Okay, so page 3, if you go to page 3, you'll see that there's a list of apps. That Evernote app, it's incredible. All the things that you can do, you can send articles. If you're reading a newspaper or something on your phone, the Toronto Star, bingo, you can hit the button and send it to Evernote, and you can track it. You can tag things and search things. Sometimes if you're getting help from some kind of a technical person, they give you a ticket number. How the heck are you supposed to remember all this stuff? Evernote tracks everything. It can just keep track of everything you're doing. You have an idea in the middle of the night, same thing. You can just mark the ideas down into Evernote. Let me see, just close it to current tab. And so Evernote is just a wonderful, wonderful program. The next one, KeyPass Info, that keeps track of passwords. Everyone should have a password program to keep track of your passwords. Magic Jack, Skype, WhatsApp. Does anybody, how many people here use WhatsApp? Okay, almost everyone. Oh, great. Everyone's already using that, so that's great. SearchInman.com, that's a lot of great articles for real estate people. I call it belly to belly out there in the marketplace, all the problems that you're having and the issues and the discussion of it all. We already know about these things like Find the iPhone and stuff like that. So that's also in there. Realtor.ca, everyone using Realtor.ca? Okay, very good. You're outside of a home, you can press a button and see how much the home is worth right from your car if you wanted to. And then, of course, the social media, using all of that, which is very important because the bottom line with your website is, what good is a website if you don't have any traffic to your website? That's where your social media can kick in and really help you. Because if your family knows that you've got exclusive information as well as MLS, there's only one way for them to find out about it, and that's to give you a call. So that's going to show your family that you're connected in with a whole list of buyers. They're going to see lists of buyers that you belong to a network with all these buyers already built in. And they're going to say, oh my God, I didn't realize you had all of this stuff going on. So it can actually help raise the respect amongst your family members and all the people you know when they see this stuff on your website. And you can use social media to be promoting your website. You should be trying to trigger leads and get people to go to your websites. Top commercial real estate apps. I'm not going to go into any of these right now, but I put the list down so people that are interested can follow up later. This is a big one here, security on the internet. There's a lot of issues going on the internet. And one of the beautiful things about a realtor that a realtor helps the public is to protect them in the largest single sale of a person's life. And each of you protect the public in many different ways, from the fraud artists, the scam artists, the tricksters, and everybody that's out there. But we have to be careful now. Has anybody heard about the Nigerian scam?
Yes.
The princess that needs the $20 million, but if you give them $1 million, they'll help you get the 20 million. That kind of stuff. Now, I have a question for you. Are these people going away? All these scam artists? That's right. Are these people getting smarter to try to trick you?
Right.
Yeah. So you got to really watch people, whatever you click on. When you're on a computer and it looks tantalizing and click on something, I think twice before clicking on anything. So we have a thing in this particular program when you go there, it's called a password test and a phishing test. If you have a really good, decent password, I would do it right now if we had time. I do another 3-hour seminar that's on all about security on the internet. 3 hours, security on the internet. It's that important that people should be careful of how to design a good password, how to help your customers design good passwords and things like that. All of those things are covered in that particular link. Now, that's a slide that I just added last night because for some reason I thought it was in, but it wasn't. So I would mark that address down. You can write right on this PowerPoint presentation page, ICIWorld.com/security, and when you click on it, there's tests that you can take on yourself to make sure that you're aware of all these different issues going on. I mean, there's doctors who have lost $300,000. Over $1 billion has been taken out of people's pockets in North America over the last few years. So that's how bad this stuff really is. Personally, I never put a bank password on anything written down. I don't know about you guys and ladies. I don't like putting it into, not even in a password program. I don't even do it. When it comes, see, if somebody gets your password to Toronto Real Estate Board or gets your password to email, you don't lose any money. It can cause aggravation for a while, but you don't lose money. But if they get your bank password, they could clean out a bank account, and they've been known to do that kind of stuff. Legitimate people too. Hospitals have been taken, unbelievable amounts of money, and all kinds of things going on. You've got to be careful whenever you get into Wi-Fi and all that stuff. But that's another reason why people should work with a realtor. So we're recommending that you have the link from ARIA that says reasons to work with a realtor. You should put that on your website. Okay? And you should have a page on your website that's called links. Links are reference links, resource links, called resource links. And I'm going to cover that a little bit too, of things that you can put on your website, of things that you protect the public.
Can I make a quick comment about protecting the public? As a canvassing for the politician, right? And not there's this a supporter of the candidate I was out for, and he came out then he came out and spoke to the candidate and got really impassioned because there was a new development, actually two, in the near the local neighborhood that had shut down. So they had done really well. They sold out. They're in phase 4. And they just said, oh, we can't get the financing. And they shut down because the market had gone up so much. It's not in their interest to build at the prices that they had sold at, right? So what happens to the people is that the buyers, they're essentially, they didn't realize, or they don't realize because there's so much hysteria. Right? I want in on that condo. They essentially have a conditional offer that's for the benefit of the developer, right? But people don't know that, or they don't understand the risks that they're taking while they leave their money parked for a year while the market grows in the difference. How valuable it is to have the protection of the knowledge that we have as realtors. Right? I think just to your point about how we serve our clients.
People really don't appreciate all the work each and every one of you do, running around late hours in the night all week long and everything, hours and hours spent just to get that one deal. And a good time to tell them all about it is when they try to cut your commission once you do the sale. Let them know all the work that you do. Give them a list and start to read it. And eventually they're going to say, okay, all right, never mind, where do I sign? And I could talk about that later if somebody ever wants to talk about that stuff. We have there's Sabrina Mark down there. She's an MBA. She's a broker and a SRES as well. Doris Perino, she works with the Floyd Wickman program and who works with Ferry as well. Some of these other people all have a big heart to help salespeople in the business. And so we have other people that like helping to move the service forward, and those are some of the people. There's some basic information on myself. The CCIM program I'm recommending everyone take the CI 101 program. Everybody in this room, everyone in real estate should take CI 101. Why? Because you can actually be doing income properties very easily by taking the CI 101 program. It will help you analyze the before tax and after tax consequences of investing in any income producing real estate. You'll be able to paint a picture and show people how they make money in real estate. And when you think about it, 90% of the people made their money in real estate. If you can just show a picture to somebody, how many times have you shown a property and after you've shown it, the people say, has anybody ever had them say to you, I'd like to think about it? Yeah. And then they go away and you sometimes never hear from them again. But if you take that CI 101 program, you're going to have an analysis program that shows them how they make money in real estate. They're going to take that with them. Now they can show that to their people that are giving them advice, show that to their family members, to their lawyer and their accountant and everybody. They may disagree with some of these numbers, so you just rework the numbers, and maybe instead of offering $950, you're going to offer $825. The point is, you now become in control of that particular deal instead of losing control. Once they leave, you don't know what's going on, and this way, if they have an issue with a number, you can make the changes. So CI 101, it can help you market properties as an investment real estate, and I recommend everyone to take it. You can take it right here at the Toronto Real Estate Board. It comes once a year, approximately, and you can go to 2 websites that you should check out. The first website is ccim.com. You should write that down, ccim.com. And the second website is the chapter website, which is ccimcanada.com. You'll see another designation there. It's called a CIPS. That's this white one right here. If I was to have to do a referral to anyone in the world residential, I would really look at, are they a CIPS number? Because they've taken time out of their schedules to learn all the different things to really help and understand people. You learn how to sell properties, how they sell properties in Asia and Europe and Japan and England and United States, South America. You learn all these different cultures and how they do it. That's interesting about the culture program that you're running yourself there.
Well, I look at my course looks at the local market, where the CIPS is looking at international trade. So we definitely
Basically, 3,000 and you can have properties. And when we do these sessions, I'm actually broadcasting live now. If we had a 3-hour session, we could actually have people presenting properties worldwide right through our GoToWebinar session. That's what we're building for the world, to be able to have you present your property here to the whole world and actually make a presentation from your computer at home while during the seminar. And that's what we're doing with CIPS. We're starting to ramp that up and try to get that going. Question?
Do you have a cost about these programs?
Not offhand. It's approximately $1,500 for the CIA 101 program for the certified commercial investment member. However, if you're a designee registered, they'll do it for $1,100, I believe, something like that. The CIPS ones are approximately $100 or $200 a day, something like that. 5-day program, so about $1,000 altogether, something maybe like that. Don't hold me to the price, not exactly sure. Now, the term realtor, by the way, people say, gee, you got a blue realtor. Where did this come from? This comes from the National Association of Real Estate. I just like where it's a little bit different, but I'm also a broker registered for the Canadian Real Estate Association as well. By the way, you should put all your designations on your website. You should put all your designations in your Facebook. Let people know that you belong to the Canadian Real Estate Association, the Ontario Real Estate Association, the Toronto Real Estate Board. Let them know. Put those designations all there. And if you have any professional designations after your last name, put the link to what it is that you do. Let people know that you belong to these things, because in other countries, people have lost money. I'm not going to go into the stories because we're actually running out of time, but I've got some beautiful stories of people of really terrible things happen to them. But when they deal with you, you're trusted, you have integrity, and you back it up because you belong to these organizations and codes of conduct, rules of conduct, and ethics and all of that stuff. It's very important. People like to see that, particularly when you're dealing with somebody offshore that doesn't know anything about it here, and then they learn about these things and start to have an element of confidence that they can deal with you. The reason we're here today is one of the highest returns on investment of any industry on the internet happens to be for real estate, and ICIWorld presently has about $11 trillion of buyers, over $43 billion in real estate, changing every day. So it's a very, very high return on a membership, and we have a member here who's made over $1 million for like a $319 membership. How do you figure out a return on investment on that? Let's move on. You can actually sell properties any place in the world too, by the way. If you have a home country someplace and they've got properties there, you could put it on here and do referrals back to them. The testimonials, can everyone just open up their phone for a moment again and click on the word more? Did you get my phone going, Sabrina? Okay, thank you. And if you click on more and go down, how far, not far, and see if you see testimonials there. So I'm clicking on more, and it's the fourth button down on mine, testimonials. And then you can just kind of scan through that as I continue on here. I'm not going to wait for that to come up. I'm just going to go ahead and basically just tens of thousands of dollars being made by brokers all across the industry. And if a person's not making money, it's because they're missing something. And that's why we like you to make an appointment. Never go longer than 90 days. You measure your membership on ICIWorld. Never go longer than 90 days without triggering leads that you feel will lead to doing deals or doing deals. There's a big figure right there. One of these statistics from the National Association of Realtors, that 9% of people, FSBOs, actually sold without an agent, basically means that 91% sold with an agent. So even though you hear all these FSBOs out there, they're all getting sold by agents like yourselves. So I have 3 special questions that can show you how to work with all of these FSBOs, even if you've had no success or little success in the past. And I know some of you had success as well, but I'm going to show you how to have success basically almost 100% of the time. And it's coming up right now. And I'm going to move along quickly here because we're going to be running out of time. ICIWorld has all of these figures and points to make money on here, such as you see here. Let's keep moving on. We do have 2 databases. I should show everybody wants to see that real quick. I'm going to go to our main, by the way, here's another website, and you'll see he's got listings here. There's one of his buttons here, residential. If you click on residential on Peter's website, actually that's the MLS ones. Let me click on, oh, there's residential down there, pardon me. Residential, if you click on residential, it brings up our widget again, and then you click on search database, and then people cannot click on those numbers. That was just another broker's website that I happened to just come across, so I figured I'd take an advantage to kind of show that. The FSBO website, you'll notice here, FSBOs for sale by owner. We allow the public to post information absolutely free. And then when somebody, say, searches something that they like, say one of these listings here, they cannot click on it. They cannot click on these. Who are the only people that have access to those FSBOs? The realtor members. Okay? So that's another section on here. We could talk about each and every little area over time, but it takes time to kind of show all of this stuff. So we do commercial and residential. There's the readership. Your information is also emailed out to the industry every day, 20,000 emails going out every day for all your listings all year long. Let's move on. There's some advertising we've done with Mississauga Real Estate Board as well. Our websites, we make, one of the reasons we're so busy at the Realtor Quest, who's all gone to Realtor Quest in here? Oh, wonderful. Nowhere can you see so many services and products in one day as you can at one day at Realtor Quest. We have one of the booths there, busiest booths at the show, because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as the one from ICIWorld for $16.50. That's because of the 3 major world networks of listings that you would have on it, not just the MLS network. And then let's continue on here. Front page of different trade publications. There they are, and of course on the internet. But it's exclusive information that generates leads. One opportunity can make you a lot of money, and then we're going to show you how to follow the RICO guidelines. Here we go. This actually started out of a book. It was confirmed sort of by a book written by Bill Gates called At the Speed of Thought. If you can take something out of your brain, thought, and put it on the internet, people can relate to that thought. Before you ever get a listing, it's a thought. It's not a listing. I think I'm getting a listing tomorrow. I'm going to go there. That's a listing coming for sale. That's a thought. It's those thoughts that we work with. So if you can put a thought coming for sale, or I know about somebody that's got this for sale, you can work those kinds of thoughts on an information service. We call it an ILS, the National Real Estate, that's that second screen that you see over there. We're calling it a National Real Estate Information Listing Service. It's not an MLS service. It's an information listing service, and we don't put addresses. Now, in this particular case here, the cost basically, what Bill Gates, he was talking to Warren Buffett one time, says the cost really to get your message in front of people worldwide is basically zero or so close to zero, it really doesn't make any difference when you think about it. And that's exactly what the internet does for us in real estate. It's so exciting when you think about it. And you can work all of these kind of thoughts on ICIWorld. And if anybody, has anybody here in the room ever had somebody say that I want to sell my property, but I don't want to give you a listing? How many people have had that said? Okay, basically the majority of everyone in the room. Get excited, because this is a service where you can make money on that. And there it is, you can take a picture with your camera. It's also in your notes. Those are the 3 questions that you should ask that person. Will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? And the reason I would take it with a camera, I know it's in the notes, but someday you're going to be talking to, and I had a fella that was just new learning about this stuff, and we were sitting in a restaurant. I says, why don't you ask the restaurant owner? He says, you do it. I says, okay. So I asked the restaurant owner, by the way, if there's a question that I like to ask, if we were to get you the price for your property, would you sell it, consider selling it? And they said, yeah. So then we asked them these 3 questions. Will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? I said, sure. Will you cover me with a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer? Now, some people didn't make money on this service, and I'll give you an example of one of them. A gentleman says, I tried it out, Gary, I tried asking your 3 questions, it just doesn't work for me. I says, okay, what's your first question? He says, well, I asked them for a 48-hour exclusive listing. Is that the first question? No. What is the first question?
If I,
You got it. If I bring you a buyer. If I bring you a buyer. That's the biggest thing. It took 1 year to figure that out, people. I'm not kidding. 1 year. I'm wondering why some people didn't make any money. And that's why I put it in red now. Just so there's 2 parts to every question. This is working smarter, not harder. Nobody else is doing this in the industry that I know of. Will you give me a 48-hour exclusive once I have a buyer? What a big difference. And then
instead of asking for 48 hours, if you just take your prospect to the property and you do not have a 48-hour exclusive listing, will they let you see or you can be successful further or not?
first of all, whatever I do here today, I'm like an assistant to you. I'm an assistant to every one of you.
Right.
Okay? So I'm going to be making suggestions here because I'm dealing with 1,000 brokers over the last 10 years. If you go show a property without having a signed listing, is it possible that buyer can go behind your back later and end up buying it direct?
Absolutely.
That's my guess. I'm going to tell you what happens with family. Watch this. Okay? A fellow had a bar for sale on a highway outside of a small town in Ontario. A bar. Okay, just outside the town. And it was his brother. And I was helping him put the listing on here. And we put the listing on here. And I says, make sure that, you don't give the address of the property to anybody. He ended up doing it. He gave the address to somebody, and the guy went direct and bought it. You know what the brother said? He said, well, you're my brother. Don't worry about it. I'll catch you on the next one. Okay? So in other words, even family sometimes. Like if you kind of, so, and my recommendation is that you should have an agreement in place first before you show it. Now, talk about the owner. As soon as the owner sees all of a sudden that you got 1 or 2 people interested, what happens to the price? Poof, all of a sudden they think they got an oil well, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's good to nail them down with an agreement. If I bring this person on Saturday for $1.25 million, would you sell it? There's my commission, 4% or whatever. Okay? Have it signed, sealed, and delivered. And if he doesn't sign it, would you show it?
No.
Good. I would. Now, if you can't get a signed listing from the owner, where else could you get a signed agreement from? A buyer. Oh, music to my ears. Okay? I do a lot of introductions to real estate too. They don't know these answers that you give them right now. I'm not kidding. They don't know. They don't know that. They're all coming in. They're brand new. A lot of salespeople. Let's move on. So you can really take advantage. And here's the reason, people. This is the reason why you're not putting addresses on the internet. The key word is identify. Identify. A registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that could reasonably be used to identify specific real estate. If we run a little bit over 12:15, is anybody in trouble have to leave right away?
Well,
You have to leave?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, if you go to this website, where is it here? This one right here. I'm going to have to tell the people this, but I'm going to stay a little bit over for the ones that want to stay, okay? But you see this website, nreils.com? Are you able to go there right now? In fact, I'm just going to have everybody go there. Right, just take 1 minute to go to nreils.com, please. By the way, there's another people that have, you can see how she's got the word commercial listings on her website, right there. You see that? And you can click on World Commercial. In her case, up comes the same widget. Somebody clicks on that, bingity boom. And again, they cannot click on any of these message numbers here. In this case, you can. Her membership must have just expired. So if your membership expired, you can keep the widgets on your website. It's just that people can see them now. Okay? And some people, they're happy to do that. If they're happy to do that, that's fine. It's extra exposure for all our members. Because if you're a member and somebody goes to her website, and let's say that this was your listing right here, your name's going to appear. People can actually call you directly. Okay, but in her case, the membership happened to expire and she hasn't renewed herself. Not yet, anyways. Now, I'm going to go to that nreils.com. And today there is a little special for anyone that wishes to join. I'm going to give it to you now. You'll notice on the application form, how much does it say it costs to join? Anybody? On your application? First one that can find it, say it out loud. $319. That's correct. So basically, we're talking about $360 for the first year. However, there's a special there, and what does the special say? $240 plus HST. You get the HST back, and it is Canadian dollars. So in other words, $240. Now, did anybody go to nreils.com? Do you have it on your phone yet? Yeah. Okay. Click on the Join Today. And tell me what the special is. See who can tell me. The special for Canada.
$240 for 18 months.
$240 for 18 months. Okay? So if you're interested, that's how you join our service. And if you're still here, you make an appointment before you leave, if whoever's interested in this service. Don't leave without making an appointment.
Actually, maybe Gary, I can start taking registrations and making appointments with people.
Yeah, Sabrina can kind of help you do that. If you're having trouble doing it through the computer, there's a stapler at the back, a stapler here. All you do is staple your business card to one of these, and you can just put your credit card number there if you're interested. Or you can join right online, and you've got instant access to everything. And then the orientation is what you need. There's all the instructions on how to do everything, including making an appointment with us. But I wanted to cover that if you had to leave right away, and you have the option now to join at the special.
Can I just see a show of hands who's thinking of this?
What is the cost after 18 months?
I'm sorry?
The cost after.
After 18 months, it's a society of real estate brokers and salespeople. It's the same for everyone. It's $319 renewal every year. However, many of our people are not paying that anymore. Because if you can recommend one other person in your office or one other person in another office to join, your membership reduces from $319 to $240. That's part of a sponsorship program that we also have. That's in addition to the ICIWorld, the VIP corporate card, the discount card that will supply. If you're signing up before you leave, I'll even get you your corporate card right now so we don't have to mail it. But this gives you discounts as well. So you get that with your card. Any questions on that? I know I covered a little quick, but I had to do it because they had to leave right away. Okay, so that's how to join. Just go to the main website and join right from there, and you'll all get that. But I wanted to show you these websites. Watch this beautiful, beautiful website. When somebody has the word find property, featured listings, find commercial, about me, look at that. Do you like exclusive real estate as a choice like this? How many people like that? All right, basically, anybody not like it? Okay. The reason I'm showing you this, we just started doing that. We used to have a button called residential and another one called commercial, which you can still have if you want. There's two choices. You can have one button called exclusive, such as you see here, where you have all of these choices, or you can have a button that says residential and commercial. Let me see if we got another one here. This one here, he's got industrial commercial, and then you would come down here and click on one of these. We also have the for sale by owners. If I was to click on that, these actually are for sale by owner properties coming up, and when somebody clicks on, well, let's click on Mississauga here. These are the for sale by owners in Mississauga coming up on your website. You tell me if that isn't exciting. Interesting, isn't it? People cannot click on these. They have to give you a call, and then you follow up on the information. That gives you the chance to make sure that you do business. Let's go to another one. Here's one that has residential and commercial. Residential and commercial. These are one of the websites that we built. This is a website that we make for $16.50. And you should be sending your people to go there, because this website does something special. It also sends out listings to new people that match the description of what they're looking for. We all know that MLS can do that, but the MLS cannot send out the exclusive listings that this website also has. But that's an example of what you can do. And has anybody ever heard of Point Two? Point Two is a company out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I've worked with them for about 10 years. We're an official distributor, an official educator, and we're a first line of support for the Point Two. If you already have one, we can actually help you with it. And these websites are basically free for 30 days. And then if you like it, you can keep it for either $19 per month, no contract, or you pay $199 for the year, divided by 12, works out to $16.50 a month. And we recommend that you keep all of your websites, because we think we can help you make money with every single one of your websites. We suggest you keep your websites. And if you're thinking of, we had a lot of people join and say, I'm thinking of changing my website. I'm saying keep it for 90 days more. Give us a chance to put these widgets on your website and see if it can trigger leads. You get one lead, make $10,000 and just pay for a lifetime of services. That's the beauty being in real estate, all of us, is we can make, commission dollars and referral dollars. Now, in her case, residential, we actually install the MLS on the websites that we supply. So when people click on that, they can actually search the MLS. There's an example of the search. $16.50. Now, when we click on GTA Homes and Condos, this is where the photos come in. And watch this. There's three things I got to show you that's just really outstanding. And you're going to see properties coming in with photos. There they are. Now, let's say someone is interested in one of these. They can click on it. And when they do, we actually remove the addresses. You don't see an address there. So if somebody is interested in that particular property, they have to call you. But watch this, it gets even better. This is a mobile website. Let me just mark.
The website, the address is there.
Oh, that might be hers. Hang on one second. If the address is there, there's a switch that can be turned off. Okay? And she doesn't know it. She's actually an advanced person on her service, and she's got a nice looking website, but it turns out that she's missing the addresses showing. You're absolutely right. Good, that's observant. But you'll see how nice it looks as a mobile device. Isn't that lovely? Like that? And then if people want to see the interior photos, I call this the ultimate in marketing on the internet. Would you agree or disagree? Isn't that lovely? How much does this cost? $16.50. It's incredible. I know people that spent $3,000. I know one guy back in the late 90s, he spent $30,000. He just wanted pictures on his website. Now it's like $16.50. It's incredible. So that's the kind of thing that can be done here. And then you're going to have residential button. And then you also have the residential exclusives from ICIWorld right there. And if people search this, bingo, up comes the listings on their website. And if they're interested in this Brampton custom home, they try to click on it. In her case, no, you can't click on it. You have to call her for more information. And then you also will have commercial, all of these buttons here. And if someone wants a business opportunity, a hotel, a motel, a gas station, a restaurant, anything at all, somebody could end up clicking on your website and bingo, up comes all the hotels and motels on your personal website. You tell me if that isn't fantastic. And you could get a call on one of these, and you're a residential agent, and you don't want to go to Ottawa to sell a hotel. What are you going to do? You call up the other broker. I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you?
Broker that is on ICI.
Yeah.
We'll give you a listing.
Yeah, that's where these listings are coming from. They're coming from all the members have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website and vice versa. And so if you have this, it's like putting your lines in the water on the internet. You have a chance to put food on the table.
Just on her website, and it says call Peter, and his phone number is there.
His phone number is not supposed to be there. Okay, those are some of the issues. Thank you for bringing them up. We actually will remove that. We'll ask Peter once or twice and make sure he understands it, and we'll physically remove it. So I'll actually mark that one down. What number was that? Oh yeah, there it is. There, 3695552. 3692. Okay, so I made a note of that. Thank you for noticing that. That happens from time to time. And so we're all policing the system a little bit ourselves. It's sometimes he's got an assistant that's working for him, and the new assistant doesn't know that stuff. So we have to call and let them know. So it's education throughout the whole industry. We don't check every listing going on. Unless we see something that's obvious like this, then yes, we definitely will, because that goes against the grain of what we're doing here. Let's see another website here. Real estate by.
If you have your own website and have you put these widgets on your website, why would you have this additional website? What was the purpose of that?
Okay, I have I'm a broker, same as we're all salespeople in the room here. In my opinion, websites are like billboards. You can have more than one.
You can't, but how do people find her? Why do they go to that versus yours?
Different meta tags, different keywords for different locations. You can optimize websites for different things that you're trying to do. Some brokers have one that's commercial, one that's residential. So you can have a special area that maybe you specialize around High Park, something like that, or certain areas you can specialize in that so that it comes up to the top of the search engine in an organic fashion. Sometimes, to compete with Toronto at the top of the search engine, this is a whole other subject. I have a special video for you that explains it. We don't have time here to talk about it. It's a whole day training program, and I compressed it into 90 minutes. I'll give you the address how to go to it. You go to ICIWorld.com and you click on seminar, and it's number 3. ICIWorld.com. Click on seminar, and it's number 3. In fact, I'll go there right now so you can have a look at it. There's ICIWorld.com coming up. And what did I say to click on? Yep, there it is, seminar right there. Everyone can see it before I click. I'll click on it. Go down, and what number?
3.
Number 3. Daily, how to promote your website. What good is a website if you don't have any traffic? That's really where you should be spending your time. The stuff that I'm talking about today, we're spending 2.5 hours here. The stuff that I'm talking about today can be set up, everything within an hour. It's a one-time setup. But getting you to understand what's going on, that's why I'm explaining it. Once you know what's going on, there's only 2 things you do on ICIWorld. You're just going to search on your phone for new listings once in a while. The new exclusive ones coming for sale, and the buyers. And the other thing is you're going to post your has-and wants once in a while from time to time. That's it. The rest of the time, you should be promoting your website, starting with the business card. How you hand out a business card. All of that's covered in that seminar. You just have to click on it. I'll click on it right now just for fun. There it is there. And you'll see that it's a YouTube video. So we have over 100 videos in YouTube that explain how to do these various things. Not the ones on Way to do it. Absolutely free. It's all explained in there how you get the $75 too, by the way. Okay?
It is such a fountain of knowledge, and as an ICI member, it's not just access to the website, which is more than worth it, but having him that you can make an appointment with and review what you're doing in your business, and he has all these tips and tricks. And he likes to call himself an assistant humbly, but it's such a resource, amazing resource.
So there's another broker. Thank you so much, Sabrina. There's another resource there on Larry's website. Let's just go through some more of these just to see what they look like. There's another one there. Some of these websites are taking a little time to come up, and I just didn't want to spend time doing that, but you get the idea. Okay. Let me just close all of that. I'm going to show you another little shortcut that we help everybody do. If I was to close all of these windows right now, close every single tab, and I'm going to reopen all of the tabs in a moment here. Where the heck did they go? There it is there. That's the one I wanted. I'm going to right click on something that I made up here, and I'm going to open in a tab group, and I'm just opening up 7 or 8 websites right now simultaneously. That's called a shortcuts bar. Everyone should do it. I haven't typed in a website address yet. I'm just clicking. They're already pre-set up. We suggest you put your top 10 favorite websites all along this favorites bar along the top. But here he's got this one called exclusive. These are all from ICIWorld right there. Now, there's a special one for Ontario commercial as well. And we're building these things, new things that are happening. By next year, there's going to be other new ones that we don't even know about today that we're building them for next week or next year. But again, if I was to click on, say, Mississauga, because we're in Mississauga, somebody can search that. Would you like to have these listings on your website? Yeah. I mean, one person, it's these listings that trigger the leads. It's not a website is just a store. It's like a shoe store with no shoes. Your shoes are the listings, the product, right? So you can get calls on any of these kinds of ads, you bet. And there's the different keyword searching, all different kinds of keywords that people can search. So yeah, you're going to surprise yourself. Oh, geez, you're going to talk to a pizza owner who tells you I'd like to sell my place, and you get your pizza and you're going to leave, and then afterwards you can say, oh my God, I could take advantage of that piece of information, right? You have to kind of become aware of it to make sure that you know that there's ways that you can trigger leads. On this particular website, he's got exclusive commercial and residential, and these are all the choices from ICIWorld. Look at another one. I want to make sure that you know how these, there's another nice website. Now he's split it up into residential and commercial. So you have 2 choices. When you want the widgets, you let us know. Do you want the ones just exclusive, or do you want to have it under residential and commercial? You can have it either way. All right, I think here's one by Mindy. She's got a nice one. She's got it as exclusive real estate right there. And she also has the world. Oh, here's something new. She's got it and the other ones don't yet. World FSBOs. Watch this. If I was to open up her website, 1 second, and go back to World FSBOs under exclusive real estate, World FSBOs, whoopsie daisy, hang on 1 second. These are FSBOs all around the world. Can you pick another continent for fun? Anybody? Where? Europe? Let's go to, oopsie daisy. Let's go to Europe. Select world area, Europe, and do a search. And look at that, all the properties in Europe that are on your website. This is truly a global service. I'm glad we brought that up, Europe, because if there's brokers over there, they can put their information here. You can see it just like that. And it's on your website. So you truly have properties worldwide right on your website. So that's where I kind of think it's all going someday, is have a one service that's a global service that has all these information, exclusive type
It's
pieces.
not only the property for sale or something, everything, right? Every ad, isn't it?
What do you mean? It's real estate and businesses.
And business.
Yep.
Baby food and milk manufacturer.
I'm sorry?
It's the company.
Yeah, but you can search them by categories. For instance, I'm not doing that right now, but see all these business categories? You can choose a business category. Some people only deal in land. Does anybody have a specialty in here at all? You have a specialty? No? If you wanted a specialty, just shopping centers, you could choose just shopping centers. And if you only wanted a certain country, you could do it. I don't know. I just want to do office buildings. I like doing office buildings around the world sometimes. Just see what's here. Office buildings. There they are. Interesting. So you can zero in on things all around the world. So yeah, it's opening up the minds of brokers and salespeople worldwide to kind of take advantage of these services. Let's
So
move.
once someone contacts you from the website, and so they have to search, and what is the best way for whoever's searching?
Oh, whoever's searching?
Is it by the number? And
Yep.
how do you find?
Yes, let's actually do an example of one here. Where was I? Let's pick up. Okay, I wanted to do Mindy's for 1 second here. MindyMemes.com. Okay, somebody pretend this is your website just for fun. Okay, somebody clicks on exclusive real estate, and maybe they're interested in residential. Okay, and let's say they zero in on maybe the GTA, so they're going to choose Canada, Ontario, and the GTA. And you want me to pick a city? Leave it open? Okay, any particular price range they want? You can put, between 1 and 2 million, you can put in price ranges and you can do stuff like that. Or you can put in like a city, any city that you wanted to. But let's just say a person searched like that, and let's do it by price just for fun, because a lot of people, what they're going to do is search by price so that they can go right to the price range that they're interested in, right? And maybe they're just around 600,000 or something, Brampton home. So there's one for $570,000. They're going to try to click on that listing, but they cannot do it. Chances are they're going to try to copy that. Fair statement. And then on the right-hand side, she's got have questions. They can put their name, their phone number, their email, and say, I would like more information. I would like more info. And put in the message number. And then send you an email. That's one way. The other way they can do it, of course, is it would be good if right here under that it had a phone number and your name right there on the page. Yes, they can click on contact me. They can do that too. And does she have her phone number here? No. Oh, it's up in the top right there. Oh yeah, so it's very available. Oh yeah. So, they can give you a call. They can send you an email. They can do either one. Okay?
So you have the number, and then for us to search, you can search by number?
Oh, for what you're going to do to search, you're going to go to ICIWorld, and if you want to search at ICIWorld, what are you going to click on? Out loud.
Search.
Search. On some listings, you do. There's about 4,000 listings you don't have to log in.
So
But on the other 30,000, you have to log in.
does that mean that the public can log in on those?
No, the public cannot log in. The public can only see about, for instance, if you come here, I'm not logged in right now. If I click on residential and I search here, the public can actually see these listings if they come to ICIWorld. I don't know why I can't click on that. I'm stuck right now. But the public can actually click on those listings and they can get your name and number and call you if this is your listing.
It's not your list.
In this case, it might be somebody else's listing, so they're going to call them. But if it's on your website, what you're going to do, you're going to come, if you want to look up a number, you come here, you click on search, and you come down here, and what does this say? Search database 1 by message number. You click on that, And then you're going to put the message number in there, and you're going to do a search, and you're going to click on that message number, and then you're going to call this particular broker here and do a deal. Okay? So yeah, there's an easy way to search. So the answer is there.
Gary, I think you brought something up. I think people aren't sure.
Okay?
What's available to the public? What's available to members?
Okay. When you're a member of ICIWorld and you add your listings on here, your information is immediately displayed to the public, absolutely free. In other words, people can search your listings on ICIWorld. They can click on them, pick up the phone, and call you. You have to be a member. See here where it says database number 1, database number 1, database number 1? Database number 1 requires you to be a member. Once you join, you put your information here. If somebody clicks on one of these and then searches a listing, then your information appears to the public and they can call you. In one sense, it's like classified ads in a newspaper. If you put an ad in a newspaper, the public can read it. Same thing. Okay? That's database number 1. Database number 2, on the other hand, is where the public posts their information. But who can click on, if I click on database number 2, and you go and you search this information here, nobody can click on these message numbers. I don't know why that's not working right now. Oh, there it is there. Nobody can click on these message numbers there. Okay? So that's the difference between database 1 and database number 2. Do you understand that? Database number 1, when you're a member, you post your ads, the public can read it. That's it. Now, when these ads are on another broker's website, different story. So if all these ads are on your website, can the public click on them? No. Unless, of course, your membership expires. So that's how that works. Let's move on. I'm going to skip through a lot of these right now. I can actually go fairly quickly because we've covered a lot of this stuff already.
Gary, can you put leases on here for condos like that?
You bet. You can have VIP condos. You can have condos coming for sale. You can have assignment condos. Yeah. Yes, sir. In fact, we suggest you do that.
Especially a brand new, yeah, during the occupancy period. You can't put it on.
Okay, I think you know this next stuff right here fairly easy. This is, if you want, you could take a picture of that. When somebody calls you on an ad on your website, what do you tell them when they ask you for a message number? They say, I want the address of that property. I'd like to drive by first. And if I like it, I'll call you back. Are you going to give them the address? Of course, the answer is no. You're going to make that statement that you see in this particular screen. In this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I can show it to you on Saturday. Come to my office and I'll make arrangements for you to see it. Okay? A lot of money, tens of thousands of dollars. The 50 pages of testimonials that I've got here of brokers that are doing deals here. There's 50 pages. I used to hand out 50 pages to everybody in the room. It's all, you just click on testimonials on the app. It's all there. And it's going to save a lot of trees over time. Now, how about this one when it's coming for sale? Somebody calls you, and what are you going to say? Well, you can say that in this particular case, I have to put an agreement in place first, but if it's okay with you, I'll put your name on a list. And when I get the, oopsie daisy, sorry, and when I get the agreement signed, I will call you, and if you're still looking, you can be one of the first people through the property. How does that sound? Any questions on that? Coming for sale. You can be getting a list of people interested, and then once you get the listing signed, you say, I'm having an open house this weekend, you can be one of the first people through the open house. Now, does that give it away? Mississauga restaurant, do you know which restaurant that is in case number 1? This is a little test. No. If I said it's at the corner of Huron, Ontario and Dundas Street, does it give it away?
Yes.
How many say yes?
Awesome.
How many people say no? And how many people don't know? Couple don't know? You say yes?
Yes,
Okay, why?
because you can go to that corner and act on those.
You got it. You got it. Good job. How long would it take to go talk to 3 restaurants at that corner? 3 restaurant owners. 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. Okay. And if they did and they found out which one was for sale, they could deal direct. If it's $350,000 and the commission is 10%, that's $35,000. Just because your tongue told too much information. I had a story from one developer. He took the salesperson out for lunch and he bought him a beautiful lunch, told him to get a bottle of wine. By the time you have a bottle of wine, you're feeling pretty good. And he got him to tell him where the piece of land was. And afterwards, the developer, I know what he thinks. He says, for $200, I just saved myself $150,000 buying a piece of land because he went direct. You gotta treat it like money in the bank. You got kids, you got family, you gotta make money to pay your bills. That information, you should treat it like money in the bank. No matter how hard they try to pry it out of you, you gotta figure out a way that you can be professional and polite and courteous in saying no. In this particular case, I'm sorry. We have to put an agreement in place first. That's how we do business. It's confidential information. Same thing going around. Okay, how about this one? Toronto Tigeplex. Does that give it away?
No.
No. If I said it's on Ossington and Bloor next to the Pizza, does it give it away?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, how about this one? Lindsay Esso gas station. How many people say yes, it gives it away? How many people say no? How many people don't know?
I would say no.
Okay? And why? The answer actually, and this is a workshop for brokers. There's no wrong answers here. This is all learning today. This is learning for us. You're my business now. I'm your business family. We're in the business together. It actually does give it away. And the reason why?
Three yeses.
Would you believe there's only one? Okay. How about this one here?
Yeah.
Does it give it away?
Yes.
How many say no? The yeses have it. Why? There's probably only 1 or 2 that's that much money in that town. You see, this is a workshop. Just to say, here's the information service, just like Kijiji, go put it on and just start doing things. You could be shooting yourself in the foot all year long, putting too much information in, giving things away. That's why it actually requires this, Sabrina, to have a session like this. I don't know how you can learn it if you don't have it. How are you going to learn it? You just tell somebody, I don't give the address, but people call in, they start to pry in. So we have a big heart. Everybody in the room has a big heart. We're in the service business. We enjoy helping people, right? That's what we love. And so we say, okay, I'll give it to him and take a chance. Make sure, I hope he's going to come back to me. Is that going to happen? No. Lots of money involved in this stuff. The guys that are making tens of thousands of dollars. The broker that made the $1 million, he had 3 big, large land deals. Peterborough Peterborough Shopping Center. Does that give it away?
Oh, no.
That's probably okay, right? All right. The widgets, I've already shown you. I don't have to spend time on this now. Anybody want to ask questions about the widgets? To me, it's a no-brainer in real estate. For $240, for 18 months, you're going to have these widgets on your website that trigger leads. Who wants to get more traffic to their website? Who wants to get more leads from their website? Does this trigger leads, having these widgets on your website?
I don't know. How does it trigger traffic to your website? Having these widgets.
The widgets don't trigger traffic. You have to trigger the traffic. But let's say you trigger the traffic right now. Okay? You're triggering traffic. You don't have these widgets. What's unique about these widgets, first of all? So I want to see if you understand. What's unique about them?
It's something that isn't on other people's generally websites.
That's correct. But what's unique about the listing itself? When you try to click on it,
It doesn't give away any information.
exactly, it doesn't give away information, which means that if somebody sees a listing, who do they have to call? That's the big deal. That's the big deal. Let's talk about MLS. It's the backbone of our business. I served on MLS committees. That's good for us. I get an MLS listing, I'm going to try to get MLS if I can. But there's a lot of stuff I can't. A person, let's say they go to your website, they can see the address. All MLS listings show the address. Also the name of the broker. If somebody comes to your website that doesn't know you, I'm not talking about one of your customers. Your customers, they're going to give you 4 MLS addresses and say, I want to go see these 4 MLS numbers this weekend. Right? Your own customers. But somebody that doesn't know you, is it possible that when they see the address, is it possible they might drive by the property themselves first? Yeah? And if they drive by the property themselves first, and they see the for sale sign on the property, is it possible they might call that other broker?
Yeah.
And if they end up doing a deal with that other broker, does that other broker call you back and say thank you? No. It's not going to happen, right? I'm not saying don't do that. I'm a broker. I want what's best, all of the good things for us. And MLS has its rules, regulations, and everything. We're going to live by it. We honor it, absolutely. I'm saying add the widgets that we have so that when you do get traffic to your website, they can't get any more information. They have to call you. That's the difference that I don't see anybody else in the industry doing. And it was designed that way on purpose. It took many years to build to get people to start using it. But it's working beautifully now, smooth as a baby's bum. Let's move on. So that's the widgets, ICIWorld widgets. That's what they are right there. You see that big sign there? That's why we call them spark plugs. Now, you're right about how do I get traffic to my website? That's the subject of that 90-minute video that I showed you how to go get it. It's a 90-minute answer on video, and it's a full day presentation if you really want to learn. There are some fast ways that you can get to the top of the search engine within 48 hours. Anybody know? What is it? 48 hours, your website can be at the top of the search engine in 48 hours. Anybody know? Keywords. You're on the right track, but that's not the answer. I'm just going to let you think for a moment. 48 hours, you can be at the top of the search engine. You want me to take 4 minutes right now and show you how to be at the top of the search engine? How you can do it real quick? You want it?
Yes.
Okay, you got it. I'm going to teach you how it's done. It's called pay-per-click. Now, I have a question for you. I'll show you first of all how it works. Let's say that you have a budget of $100. By the way, if you take that course, you're going to learn how to get free $100 from Google. By just listening to that, it'll tell you at the end how to do it. Free $100. You can say, let's say you set a budget of $200 a month for the next 3 months. That's it. Pay-per-click. And let's say that you made it $1 pay-per-click. In other words, if somebody, when your website comes up, if somebody searches Mississauga real estate or homes for sale in Mississauga, I don't care what they search term, you cover all those search terms. Every search term that you come up with, and Google, they're going to help you come up with search terms. And so your website's going to come up. It costs $0 to have your website come up. $0. Until somebody clicks on it. $1 just came off your $200 budget, you got $199 back for the month. If you set it by the month, if you don't put a cap on it, and 1,000 people click on it, that's $1,000 on your credit card. Okay? Make sure you set an upper limit when you do this. So if somebody clicks on it for $1, and now you got $199 left, they go to your website right now without ICIWorld listings. They see a nice MLS listing and they hop in the car and they drive by and buy it from the other broker. You're spending your money on the brokers.
We need pay-per-click. Does that person know that you're the one that clicked it? Is it a traceable?
I don't think so. You don't know where they come. And that could be a problem. We had a guy that did pay-per-click for Kingston, Ontario, and he had Kingston real estate. He had 300,000 clicks. And where they were going? Jamaica. Kingston, Jamaica. So everyone had, you have to, if you ever get into it and you want to do stuff with Google, just make an appointment with me because I'll enjoy helping drive traffic to your website and help Google and some of this other stuff. Anyways, let's talk about this pay-per-click thing because it gets better. And this is how to understand it in my mind. Okay, would you pay $1 to have somebody click on a link, go to your website, they like something on your website, and they bought a property and you made $20,000? Do you like that idea? Okay. Would you pay $2 for that click to do that one sale? Would you pay $10 a click? Stay with me here. Okay. Would you pay $10 a click if you can make a sale and make $20 or $20,000?
Guaranteed.
I'm not saying guaranteed. I'm not sure how to measure that in a minute. Would you pay $100 a click? Think about it. Step outside of the box. That's what this session is all about. And you can talk to your brokers of record, have you come in and speak to your offices if you want. And if people join, we'll get you some credit too. At 3 months. We added 3 months on your membership. Anybody, you get 20 after the first one. First one, you get a reduction from $319 to $240 on your membership. When your membership renewal comes up to it. But if you recommend 4 more, we give you 3 months for each one. You actually get a year free. Hey, a lot of people get a year free. Get discounts on that. What I'm trying to get at is that what you mentioned about guarantee. In other words, how do I know I'm making money? I can tell one thing. We're all brokers in this room and salespeople. I don't care what Google tells me that I'm getting 10,000 hits on my website. If I haven't got somebody calling me on the phone or contacting me to see a property, I don't know what they're talking about. I want people calling me. That's how I'm going to measure it. That's what I would do. So if I'm spending $200 a month, I should be getting people calling me on the listings on my website. You've got here in Mississauga, you've got Mississauga listings, there's Mississauga residential exclusive, Mississauga's commercial. If somebody goes to your website and they're looking for real estate, they've got to be interested in something. They've got to call you. Whether they send you an email, call you on the phone or something. And if they say, oh, well, maybe you got 3,000 hits, who the heck's hitting it? You know? And you charge my account $200 and I never got one call, that doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. You agree or disagree, everyone? Okay, so we have the whole Google account. That's what I'm saying. So I would get on the phone and ask an extra $200 and figure out why I'm getting. Maybe, don't forget, there can be issues, like the Kingston thing. Okay? Kingston was Kingston, Jamaica that they were getting. So those are the kind of things that are going on. Websites in the world, you can have more than one. Different areas, keywords, meta tags for different websites. And when the website, you spend money on advertising for $16.50 if you had a web. Would you like a website that automatically sends out listings to your customers? Who's doing an open house this weekend or next weekend? Anybody? Okay, this is fabulous for open houses. Somebody comes through on an open house, you might get maybe 10 people through right now. And 5 of them are working maybe with another agent. Maybe 5 are not. Those 5 people, you can program the websites we supply you so that they can receive listings absolutely free. You want a certain price range, a certain area, right into neighborhoods, you can do it. 3 weeks from now, after they visit your open house this weekend, they get an email of a home that just matches perfectly what they're looking for. They get it by email. In the meantime, you can do other things. The website does it for you. The websites we supply. They're different from other websites in that regard. That's why I like everyone to include them in your marketing plan for the year. You don't pay the money to us, you pay it to the website company. So then they get an email, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then he calls his wife and says, honey, why don't we go have a look at this particular one? Somebody at 7, and they call you and say, listen, I was on your open house a couple weeks ago, we just got an email from your website that says there's a listing. We'd like to see it tonight at 7 o'clock. You tell me if that isn't the kind of call that we'd like to get. I've been a broker, I've been a manager of offices, and that's what I want to do, is I want to get leads for everybody kind of going. And by having somebody standing at attention, These are what some of the websites look like. The website's going to stand there, they're going to zip out. And you can have 20 clients, 30 clients, and be zipping out emails to each of them. The website does it all automatically. What else does it automatically is MLS. Do you use MLS to send it out to your customers? Everybody using it? Anybody not using it? So it's good to use MLS. There'll be some duplication because these websites, other brokers have agreed to allow their listings to be on your website. Most of them are MLS, but they also have some exclusive as well on these websites. So yeah, you can have two websites. And you can tailor them a little bit different. That's where we got there, like billboards. And you know how to get the recording, so that's done. It's our ICIWorld YouTube channel called ICIWorld.tv. If you just mark down ICIWorld.tv, it will take you to the educational YouTube channel. This is another key thing. I got members coming back after 1 year and said, I didn't use it. Why not? We're suggesting you should measure your results every 90 days. Have you done a deal? Have you been triggering leads? If you haven't, there's something wrong. Let's have a look. We go look at their website's not even up and running. I couldn't believe it. And they didn't know it. And then another person went to their website and it didn't work. Well, their domain names, usually you get them by the year. If they send you an email, say, how many, can you miss an email? One email reminding you to renew your website? You can miss it very easily. And brokers are missing. Then they lose their domain name. And then they can get it back within a certain 45-day redemption period, and then it costs $125. They forget to do it within that time period. And then a month later they say, oh, okay, well, I'll just go and renew it. And then they go try to get the domain name and somebody else bought it. That guy can't buy my domain name, that's my name. Oh yeah, anybody can buy your domain name if you don't own it. Anybody. So the one guy called him up and he says, that's my domain name, I'd like to have it back. I said, you can have it back. Make me an offer. The offer got up to $1,000 to get his own domain name. He had it on signature, letterhead, signs, had it on everything. So I'm suggesting there's one place where you have automatic, do you do automatic credit card renewal? That's the one place to do it, your domain name. Automatic. Okay, so that if you're out of town and you're on holidays or somebody in the family's sick and you're not paying attention to stuff, it'll get done. 90 days, never go without either doing a deal or give us a chance to work with you. Now, I do need one thing from all of them. There's a feedback form for 1 minute in consideration of me coming here today. If you don't mind, there's an evaluation form that everyone has on their table. Could you please just take one moment? If you don't have it, I got extra copies here. Evaluation form. If you don't mind just filling that in. Take 1 minute. I really appreciate your feedback, each and every one of you. I enjoy doing these things.
Just a question about
Questions you can keep asking.
power of sales or foreclosures.
We call them power of sales. Yep.
So
We have season.
is it a widget that you set up for that as well? Or?
It's a key word in the form. That way everybody's got it. I'm going to show it to you, and there's a couple of ways to get to it. You want to see it on the main website or how it would look on your website? Okay, I'll go to our main website and I'm going to click on commercial and you'll see something here called keyword. I'm going to go down and highlight where it says power of sales. There it is there, power of sales. Do you see it?
Yeah.
And I'm going to make it just any place and I'm going to expand the time because I want to show more examples than just a few. And if I click on search database, there's a few there. Power of sales. Okay? That's one way that it's done. I like beach. I like the beach. And finding a home with a beach and sand. You can even search the word sandy, you know, that kind of stuff too. Where are we here? Oh yeah. That's the seminar special. And don't leave. Is there anyone joining here today at the seminar? Okay, so don't leave without your corporate card. Okay, and I have a book here that I want to fill in the corporate card number. So then it's assigned to you, and then I would like to make an appointment. You can make the appointment right from your phone as well. So that's this. I'm sorry?
I can help everybody do that, just raise
And if you're having trouble, you can just staple your business card to this membership application, or better yet, just go right on the website to nreils.com and click on it. See if you can sign up from there. Any problems, you let me know and we can fix it up. And I think I can stay here for I'm going to be here for at least an hour, just kind of packing up and doing things. But the seminar is officially complete. And thank you very much for having me here today. Thank you.
Thank you. That's awesome.
We go to Woodstock tomorrow, or day after tomorrow, we're going to Woodstock. And then I have a Canada, Florida. I've got other sites, Canada, Florida, because we do a lot of networking in Florida. Would you like to have Florida properties on your website to do referrals? We're going down to the Florida brokers, and I actually do a seminar between Florida and Ontario. And you can all get online at the same time, and the Florida brokers love hearing about you guys. They really do. So that completes our seminar here today. There's a summary of some of the things. And that completes our seminar. Here's the